rescue, there were people, there were experts on our network who have been saying, well, Cindy Cobb is somehow to blame in this too. Number one, she had this recording from 2014, held on to it in her safe for several years before she gave it to the police. What do you think about that?
I think that tells us her motive. It's clear that anyone who records a conversation with their daughter-in-law does not care for their daughter-in-law. That's, I think, safe to say. But I think the real issue is that if we get to the motive of why Cindy Cobb delayed giving this information to the authorities, it probably has a lot to do with the children. I think that if the prosecution wants everyone to truly understand the existing bias of both Chad Cobb and Cindy Cobb and still render a guilty verdict, we need to understand what their motivation was in keeping this information from the authorities. At the time of the recording, Erica was taking care of Chad's children. Well, now Erica has remarried Chad's former boss and friend, and perhaps there's not so much loyalty to the family anymore because Erica has broken that loyalty. So I think that it's going to be clear and obvious to the jury that Cindy Cobb, who was an excellent witness, I think she answered the questions well. She was authentic. I think she was trustworthy and honest in her responses. And I think she was honest about her bias. She doesn't care for Erica. But in order for the jury to truly understand what happened and why two important people held on to this information, I think it has a lot to do with GC and her siblings and whether or not everybody thought that the rights would be terminated and the children would go away, maybe to foster care or something like that if they came out with the truth. That to me would make sense as a juror. If I heard that information, I might understand. I don't think it's great. I don't approve of that behavior, but I think that would explain it.
Trying to understand what seems like a senseless crime. It's just horrible when you think about how many different people were involved. And I want to turn more to